You are welcome to the Bottomline Liberia.
I'm back. You're muted. How you doing, my brother? Welcome to the Bottomline Liberia.
Yeah, I'm good. And you?
Well, very well. Thank you. It's another day. What was another day in paradise, as I claim, as always. So that's how it is. It's good to be back here. How you end?
Well, I'm fine. We can't complain.
You are welcome.
We just have to go with the rhythm and the beat. So this is what life is. You wake up, you do it one day at a time until whatever. But I'm glad to be here, and we're happy that we're going to be having another exciting show. We're going to be discussing some of the issues that we know about or that are happening. So it's good to be here.
Yeah. So today we'll be looking at international, what is happening internationally, and then we end up local or mean local. That would be Liberia. So before we take any break, what's on your mind? I see Padori in the background setting up. We're going to bring him on soon. What's on your mind, my dear brother?
Well, it's a lot of things running on my mind. Uh, if my mind was like, the cassette tape recorder, the cassette player, the cassette recorder, I would say it's full
Yeah.
now. I got to turn it on the other side, you know, because it's a lot of things happening both on the home front and outside of Liberia. But first, I want to start from Liberia, where a lot of things have been happening, good and bad ones. Every day we wake up, we hear some news. Uh, some months back, um, the Bwagale administration boasted of some 285 yellow machines that they have, according to them at that time, acquired to help boost their agriculture. And they said they at some point they came and said the deal was done. In fact, certain batch of the equipment were in Liberia already, you know, and I think they were already distributing. Again, today we see that fast forward, we see that Vice President Jeremiah Kun is out of the country in China, trying to, according to them, inspect the factory that's supposed to supply these things. So I don't know how many set of 285 yellow machines we're talking about, but those are some of the things from the home front running through my mind. And of course, the suspension of the LTA deputy boss, all these things are things I will be discussing. But on the outside front, that is on the foreign desk, we see tension escalating. Some of what we predicted. Sorry, guys, for my background noise. I'm going to take care of him soon. Um, some of what we're discussing, from the international front regarding the tension between Israel and the Gaza Strip, coupled now with Iran. We predicted some of these things. We knew that it was going to escalate. We knew that tension was going to rise, and we've seen both sides changing or exchanging, artillery. So, these are some of the things that raise concerns among people who the peace loving people of the world. So, and I think these are some of the things on my mind that we can discuss.
Right. Okay, that's where I know we get Padoli in the background and Francie will be coming on soon. But Padoli, I think he's trying to set up his system because I can see him a bit twisted. So when he gets his thing settled, then we'll bring him on. Yeah. So that's so. I mean, what on my mind, I would say is Mama Liberia as usual. But then equally so, I'll be afraid of what is happening in the Middle East that we've long been predicting on this program that maybe some kind of thing will cause a lot of people to die. And Padori said it on a program, the last podcast, that every 100 years, somebody will do something silly to reduce the population. Let me bring him on. So maybe it's that time that the population is now, the West want to do something to reduce the population, because what is happening all around the world is something that is crazy. The people in Pakistan are dying every day. Nobody hearing about them now. People in Ukraine also dying. Now the focus is just on this crazy country called Israel that claim that God blessed them. According to them, I don't know when God came down from wherever he lived to tell the world that he's chosen people. If these people are God chosen people and it's so wicked, then that God, I don't want to serve that particular God. That means it's already wicked God. So welcome, Padole. This is the bottom line. What's on your mind?
Really, to be very frank, I am really, I'm really depressed for the hypocrisies that the Westerners have really doing in this situation. So for now on, I'm not even looking at news. I decided not to be looking at news, because moment I look at the news, I always feel very bad about why the people allow this kind of thing then to happen, and they don't have the gut to be able to say the truth. So I don't know where are we heading to. So I'm just praying that God should protect with the innocent people among them. That's all in my
Wow.
mind right now on the international
That's
issue. For
yeah.
for Liberia,
Mhm.
we always talk about this thing here over and over that the serial money people in our country is very diminished. It's little. So at the end of the day, when that happened, the innocent people among the people suffer. You see, something they always say in the world they call democracies. Democracy got two ways, advantage and disadvantage. In democracy, if a lot of people are narrow minded, the sober minded people in a democratic society suffer from the consequences of the narrow minded people. That's what's happening in our country. So majority of the people, they don't look at the past record that led them to where they are, and they are now also planning good future for themselves. So at the end of the day, why before then, if you can bring one bag of red today and give it to them and make statement, they call muya 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 muya, then that's it. After they finish eat that one bag of red and drink that beer, at the end of the day, they start suffering, they start crying. They say, oh, yesterday was better than today. Yesterday, that all the language you always say. Yesterday was better than today. Ellen came in, they say Ellen town was better than Joe Weir town. Joe Weir town, Finney, they say Joe Weir town was better than Baka town. Instead of them having a good thinking and select somebody who will be able to take them from the mess, they're not doing it. So I don't know where are we going in that country.
I don't know where are we going in that country, so say Padore. But I had an interesting discussion with one of my friends in Liberia on Sunday. And funnily, he supported the Unity Party. So from one conversation to another, they're asking the question, how things on the ground and how's the new government? And the way he said it, that they're doing well, they looking at the rules here, and I said, but that's very good. And I said, but then about street, they say, yeah, the electricity bit stable now, and they're doing extremely well. So I said, but are you employed? He said that one, the whole country here is depressed when it comes to employment. I said, but any people doing well, if the country is doing well, then you should be, I mean, if they're doing well, you should be in employment.
Yeah.
So He said, no, but the employment part, they're not looking at it. Then he started getting angry because when I say about employment, he said, these guys just up there, they just stealing the money. They don't even care about it. I said, but you just told us that they're doing well. So when they're doing well, you sort of be happy because that's the group you supported.
Yeah.
You see? So Padore, I get what you're saying. The people, even now, if you call for election in our country, between Buka Dancer and the BM Pape that we get, the two of them, they will still go for them.
Yeah.
That is the sadness of the country.
Yeah,
So that means in the 6 million Liberians, no competent people there, but those are the people, the least people they will always go for. So what does that tell you about us? And also, this is the same thing that happened to America. As they claim to be the greatest country on earth, but look at their leader. They got to get it. Just show that the Americans are just dumb people too. That's how I see it. So
could you imagine someone taking weapon, going from door to door, selecting some elements in the country to eliminate them in America?
Yeah.
Political, assassination. First time in history, in American history, honor this Donald Trump. And could you imagine? I will tell you something, you might not believe it. When the Americans were demonstrating, they said they don't want no king. Joe, we were putting a king crown on his head in Liberia. He said he's a king. Oh my God. And
anyway,
people celebrate it.
Before let's take a quick commercial break. We'll come back and then we can, while taking a commercial break, we can share the show. If you can't share the show, they will be interested to know. There are a lot of things to be we'll look at. Internationally, why is it the West is so hip? How I want to use some bad words on the home people. They are so damn hypocrites in the world that even the Western media, what made them so wicked? And we'll look at what made these people call themselves Israel are God chosen people. And my thought here, a God can choose the kind of wicked people, then that God is a wicked God. This is my thing. How can you choose somebody that is so wicked, so devilish? And that propaganda had meant so to people that they are God chosen people. But all the wickedness now, if you look at what happened during World War II, why did the German people go after them? It's something that people need to look at. These people, they live in a community. They don't mix with anyone. They think they're superior over anyone. And they just are weak. They're just wicked set of people. So when we come back, we'll look at it. I get Linford on the program here, who been in the biblical thing for long when he was in school. His junior high and high school day, he was into 10-time quiz. He understands the Bible. He could memorize the whole Bible. We'll look at this so-called God chosen people tonight. And then what is happening in Iran? Should something happen to the God chosen people for the nonsense to stop? Is the topic for tonight. And then we'll dive into Liberia. So we'll take a quick commercial break and then come back to our discussion. Francis will be joining us too to defend his Unity Party tonight because we got issue on the yellow machine. So let's take a quick break. We'll get back.
Di Lorenzo, G Grace. Hems vocal, Liberia number one vocal, Liberia number one, right? Okay.
The phrase, a new sheriff is in town, does not only belong to law enforcement. How about the introduction of Liberia's premier vodka, a quality and customized liquor for all occasions? Try the flavor of your choice. Hems Vodka, Hems Honey, Hems Bitter, and Hems Original Vodka. Hems Vodka has no hangover. That's why they say Papa drank Mama happy. Hems Vodka is sold in all stores, shops, supermarkets, and entertainment centers in Liberia. For wholesale, contact Hems Vodka at 0777 001114, 0777 000-979. We can also be reached via social media on Facebook and IG at Hems Vodka or www.hemsvodka.com. www.hansvodka.com. In the United States, please contact Hans North America Incorporated at 610-543-9289, 484-888-1622, 484-755-8411. Hans Vodka is approved by the U.S. federal government. Hans Vodka brings out the real man in you.
I tell you in my core, in my blood. Every time when I stay on the block, everybody knows it. We have stand. And forgot that number one. Oh, from Liberia all around. In supermarket store and everywhere. And forgot that number one. Oh.
Hans Vodka, Papa Drink, Mama Happy. What a commercial. And this guy is Bottomline #1 sponsor, the Hans Vodka. And the Liberian Association will be celebrating July 26th in Belgium. And Hans Vodka going to be there. They will have boxes at that place. So those who want to, in Europe, you want to get your hand on Hans Vodka, this is the place to be in July. And the president of EFLA will be talking to us on that when he comes on the show. Gentlemen, what's happening in the world is concerning the Israeli, the God-chosen people that are killing babies in Gaza that the West refused to talk about. They have now gone to Iran to start killing babies again. The God-chosen people that the so-called Western country has now back. They have this saying that, oh, Israel have the right to defend herself, but Israel is the aggressor. The people they attack, they don't have the right to defend themselves. Therefore, what say you? What kind of hypocrisy we have in this world?
Well, you know, if I should put it this way, let's say, let's just go back to the time the war was fighting in Liberia, right? So you got your brother, maybe your father, your sister, they all in the rebel forces, and then you are not in there, but you can depend on them to do anything bad. Well, nobody will do anything to you. You are protected. So that's why this, when it comes to the Israelis, think they are well protected. They got the support of the entire world, and it's just the so-called Christian world that have this imaginative belief that this set of people, this one group of people are the chosen people. You know, how does it sound that God created this world? He made all of us the same. We have 2 legs, 2 eyes, 2 feet, 2 hands. Just everything is seen with diversity of color, right? With different colors on our skin. But a particular group of people, even they share the same white skin with other people, together, they say they are the chosen people. So, okay, let's say we have the two color people in the world, right? The white people, the so-called white people, and the so-called black people. And then the white people say they are the chosen. That would be understandable because they are different color and we are different color. But you got white people among white people, then they say they are the chosen among the other people too. So what is special about them? They don't have 4 legs. They don't have 4 eyeballs. They get the same 2 eyelids or the same brain. Nothing. They understand, they talk, the same way we talk. So, you know, it's just illusion. It's like you try to elevate yourself to a position that you impose yourself on people. And I don't blame them. I blame the people who believe in that. Okay, and they want to tell me that this God is so insensitive to even to himself, and to all of us that he created. According to daily Christians, who is Jesus? Jesus is the Son of God, right? I believe in God. I'm not Christian. I'm no more Christian. I believe in God. So nobody should think that I don't believe in God. Let me get made a disclaimer. But not what that Bible is teaching. No. Okay, if this Jesus is the Son of God, in fact, God that came to earth in the form of human being, then his own chosen people grab him and kill him. So he's so insensitive to himself that I say, oh yeah, that the people, even if they came in, but they're the only people I love. They're the chosen among all the people. Okay, so there's just illusion. I got my poor my best friend, then Paul be my executioner. Paul said, "Man, I'll hang you." I said, "My man, hang me, but you my best friend. I'll do anything, but you my best friend." See it? That's why they interpret, and it's all imaginative. Uh, if in the story in the Bible should be true, because the old people say whatever you hear about might have happened before, but the story you hear may not be the same. So if God ever talk to a group of people called the Israeli, it can't be the same identical Israeli, because what? God told them, I will scatter you. The same God, I will scatter you all around the world. You'll be displaced, you'll be hopeless, you have no home. So a certain group of people go and pack themselves together and say, okay, we believe that we are the Israeli. So there's some people believe it. And when it comes to what they've been doing, thinking that I don't, you see, this is some of the thing that made me to not to start believing in what the Bible says. Because they say God's supposed to be a peaceful God, a loving God. Then he will allow his chosen people to be killing other people all the time. And the people who, and Liberians are some of the most funny people I've seen. Liberians, most of them guess will be Israeli, because they are there. Oh, Israel, I stand with Israel. Israel can never fall. Israel, no country can. How many countries have Israel fought war with? Then some people mention the six days war with Egypt. Some people mention the Sinai Peninsula war. That's not the same thing happening in Palestine. That's what happening. We're talking about war where two countries will engage and fight. Okay? So now, they were the first to attack Iran. And that got people. When Iran returned fire, then as we speak, Benjamin Netanyahu have given order that nobody should film the site where the rocket fell. Nobody should use mobile phone to film it. Can you imagine? So after they got people here, when the rocket goes in, it would not even go. It would turn around and fall down different place. They have about 4 or 5 different systems chasing those missiles, trying to destroy any air before they land. And they are all from sophisticated areas. The United States have their anti-something in that Gulf. It was also chasing those missiles. And different, I think 4 different types. Okay? Some from Israel, the Iron Dome. I think the Iron Dome retired and rusty. So you see, there is nothing like God choosing people. God made all of us according to his image. So for certain people to elevate themselves and live like that, I think that's extremely wicked. And God himself is tired with that nonsense, where somebody will say they are his chosen people, but yet they are doing that. Okay? So I think, like we predicted it last time, something will have to happen so that we all, those of us that will live, those of us that will die, we all will bear the weight. Because the world has reached to the top of wickedness. If God destroys certain cities like Gomorrah and things for wickedness, I think Israel will be one of the countries that God himself will destroy, even though they are chosen people. It wouldn't be the first time because he made a destitute before. So if he chose you and you're not doing the will, I think he can destroy you and bring new people. So I'm not predicting that Israel will be destroyed, but let's wait and see what will happen.
Wow. Welcome to the Bottomline discussion, Francis. Good to have you here. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me this evening.
The black Israeli. Can we defend?
This
Yeah.
we always think about.
I'm so mad, my man. I am so mad. I'm so mad. I don't have.
Who is that? I mean, I think
I am so mad. I don't have any word to describe. I mean, the nonsense Israel is doing. I mean, I'm so mad. I mean, I just didn't want to come on the show. President Trump right now, he's telling he on his Truth Social that Iran should surrender unconditionally. I mean, are you kidding me? No, oh my gosh, let's discuss something else. I'm so mad.
No, Francis, it's something because what happened here, we have some idiots in our country that listen to all that, follow this nonsense that Israel is the God chosen people, so they can go around and do some silly thing, they killing babies in Gaza as we speak, and they're killing babies on the other side. And this country called America, this useless country called America that go think the police all over the place. This is what happening now. We had a discussion on the program. Do you know yesterday what happened in Ukraine? We're not hearing about it, but there was a key for attack that the Ukrainian could not defend the Russian. Nobody hearing about that. As we also speak, the Israelis are killing the people in Gaza. And everyone focuses on Tehran and this nonsense that happening in Israel. So you see, this so-called wickedness that is happening, and Padole said on the program, say it might sparkle to be something. Now, the Chinese took some kind of military plane to Tehran 5 times. Nobody know what they're carrying, and that their interest. Then on the other side too, you have the other big player. Tehran is their interest. So all this noise, the other people don't talk more, but they act. Will they sit for this nonsense Israel is carrying America? It's about time that somebody do something, because the Arab world now are first time seeing that for them to come together to say they're now trying to bring peace, because they know they're next. If this so-called God-chosen people can go around and be bumping anyone they want to bump at any time, and nobody can say anything.
I mean, country like Saudi Arabia and the Middle Arabia, look, they are all Muslims, Paulo. The Shia, and I call it, and the
Sunni.
The Sunnis. I think the Iranians, they are the Shia, they are Shia Muslim. And the Saudi are mostly and so they hate the Iranians. All I think they do is just live service. I mean, they support America. They're friends with Israel. Can you imagine? They got diplomatic. They one of the few countries in the Middle East that have diplomatic relationship with Israel.
Okay.
You know,
before
I hope China and Russia can stand up for help Iran. I hope so.
But this is my prayer that the guys, I think the Russians need to give their weapon that they use on Kiev to give it to Iran, yet they use it on the Israelis so they can go quiet. Padole and Linfo, what say you? I think about time that Russia gave something to Iran.
No, listen. Russia they need to give Iran anything. I told you. No missiles that Iran sent. You know how many destroyers were chasing it? 5 different types. They couldn't make it. So God himself is just tired. But I will tell you something. Iran is like if you got a guy who feels like he's a child and you always picking first with everybody, that they don't go back to that same power, right? They didn't Goliath. That's it. Because Israel feels that they are the Goliath of the world. And listen, what Donald Trump said right after the bombing of Iran. Israel by Iran. Donald Trump said, the next time Iran will test their military interest in the Gulf. Okay, I thought by the time one bomb dropped there, America will be going to go for Iran. They didn't do it. They say, if you attach our installation, you see it. So it means Israel, you on your own, but Israel not reading the space. Okay? The same thing happening in Ukraine.
But I mean, leave for. I'm not talking about
America behind them.
Israel have been
no, they're behind them.
Israel have been preparing. Israel and America have been preparing for this for long.
Yeah,
I agree.
The Iranian airspace is vulnerable. They don't have no
who died now?
They don't have nothing.
So you see,
I mean, the proportion.
Look at what Francis said.
Iranians are dying as compared.
Listen to what Francis said. To fly from Israel to go to Iran, it take that fighter jet take about 2 hours, but they're not doing it. They're sitting right in the same Arab community that support that the place they're flying from the bomb. They're not coming from Israel straight.
Yeah,
that
that's what do not trust you.
Let me make a comment on this thing here, gentlemen. Paul, you see, the Arab people, the most especially the Islamic world are not united. They are heavily divided. The airspace surrounding Israel or Arab world. They got Jordan, they got Qatar, they got different Arab countries around the place there. But they open the airspace for Israel. Yesterday, the Jordan king and the Israel prime ministers were together having a chat. So you see the whole thing. That's why people always say, if the whole didn't sell you, the street will not buy you. So the thing that's happening right now to Iran, if it's the Arab war or the Muslim war, think that is for Iran alone, or to diminish Iran for only Iran, let them sit down and wait for the end result. So that's what I don't, to be very fair, I'm angry until I don't even look at news now. So I don't even want to dwell on this something here continuously.
Okay,
Because
I'm so mad.
yeah,
I
No,
don't
no, no,
understand
no,
this.
no, no.
talk about
There's
something else.
something I want to share. There's nonsense about because it's America that I'm going to drive at. The stupidity in that country called America that call themselves superpower. They got one idiot called Ben Netanyahu. Since 1982, he been singing a one song, and America been buying into it. So this so-called superpower that we have, are they so stupid enough that one man can use them over and over? So there is a 1 minute clip here from this song he been singing from years, and they still buying into the same narrative of this song. Is the American that so dumb? Are they stupid people? This is the question. Let me play this, then we'll talk about it. Before I want to bring Minnie, Hassan, and Pierre Morgan on this issue about the nuclear weapon. Just a few seconds.
If you take away the Soviet Union and its chief proxy, the PLO, international terrorism would collapse.
If you take out Saddam's regime, I guarantee that it will have enormous positive reverberations on the region. Obviously, we'd like to see a regime change, at least I would, in Iran, just as I would like to see in Iraq. The question now is a practical question. What is the best place to proceed? It's not a question of whether Iraq's regime should be taken out, but when should it be taken out? The more victories you amass, the easier the next victory becomes. The first victory in Afghanistan makes the second victory in Iraq that much easier. The second victory in Iraq will make the third victory that much easier too, but it may change the nature of achieving that victory. In the Middle East, Iran's axis of terror confronts America, Israel, and our Arab friends. This is not a clash of civilizations. It's a clash between barbarism and civilization. This is not a clash of civilizations. It's a clash between barbarism and civilization.
You see,
This is
the stupidity of the country. Somebody is playing in the background. People want to follow.
Oh, it's simply in the background.
Yeah. Okay. The stupidity of the country called America. When one leader come, another leader come. This idiot called Benjamin Netanyahu. From 1982, he been singing a song, and they all buy into it. Are they so stupid today that they will follow this guy? There's a same fool that lied to George Bush and used that Tony Blair that went to Iraq. It's the same fool now that is now going to the other stupid guy called Donald Trump to kill innocent people. That is the same fool that keeps singing one song that is so-called superpower that we have, that know everything, the police of the world. Are the Americans so damn stupid that one person can? There are over 200 million people in our country to buy into this stupid guy called Netanyahu, this wicked guy from how do you call it, Eastern Europe, that claim to be a Jews. These are racist Eastern Europeans are going over there to massacre people. What say you all? I just want, because people don't know this, they listen to the mainstream media that Israel have the right to defend themselves on what? When the British and the Americans decide to back them and kill people and put them there. You talk about the 1957 war. It was America and Britain that fought that war on behalf of Israel. It was not them. We all know that. So this is a situation. One last thing I will put out here is Mini Hassan and Pierre Morgan will all conclude and move to Liberia. Listen to this. Okay.
Ukraine gave up nukes, got invaded. Saddam Hussein gave up nukes, got invaded and executed. Gaddafi gave up chemical weapons, got invaded, raped and killed. Again, if you're the Iranians, are you not looking at this thinking, this means we need nukes? I would rather not give them an incentive to go get nuclear weapons. I'm anti-nuclear weapons for anyone. So I don't want Iran to have nukes. But the best way for Iran not to have nukes is not to attack them. That makes countries want to have nukes more. It's just rational to go, oh, the countries who have nukes like North Korea, they don't get invaded. So why give them an incentive to get more nukes? Why not actually have a weapons of mass destruction-free region? You know which country does have nukes in the Middle East? Israel, in violation of UN Security Council resolutions. You know which country doesn't allow IAEA inspectors into the country? Israel. You know which country hasn't signed the NPT, unlike Iran? Israel. We should talk about Israel's nuclear weapons, which actually incentivize others in the regions, not just Israel, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, to think about nuclear weapons of their own. I'd rather not have more nukes in the Middle East with anyone. You and I oppose Russia's invasion of Ukraine. We agree on that, right? Putin claimed that Ukraine would one day attack Russia with NATO support. That's why I'm doing it. That was a argument. You and I rejected Putin's argument in Ukraine. You and I have rejected the Israeli argument now in Gaza. You don't believe what they're saying about Gaza. I don't know why you're believing them on this when you were rightly calling out the from the UK and the US in 2003 over Iraq. Saddam Hussein was not an imminent threat, and Iran was not an imminent threat, and Israel attacked them illegally last week while there were nuclear negotiations going on. Piers, one last point. If Israel cared about stopping a nuclear weapon, you would go back into a nuclear deal that prevents Iran from a weapon. And guess who they killed on Thursday night? Not just generals, Piers. They killed Ali Shamkhani, the lead nuclear negotiator who was supposed to be in Oman yesterday with the Americans. They killed Ali Shamkhani, the lead nuclear negotiator who was supposed to be in Oman yesterday with the Americans.
Okay. Gentlemen, that's the conclusion of the video.
Ali Shamkhani, the lead nuclear negotiator.
Something is double. Okay. What say you? Francis, although you're angry, you don't want to talk about it, but this is the hypocrisy of the war. You see?
Well, man, look. Oh, I just got to say this thing. Just this one thing. Iran is a sovereign country. It has to protect itself. United States of America has nuclear weapon. Israel has it. France has it. Russia has it. Great Britain has it. North Korea has it.
Pakistan has it. India has it.
Pakistan has it. India has it. So
China.
Why? I mean, yeah, I call China. So why wouldn't Iran as a sovereign country protect itself? Iran is not an annex of Israel. Or I mean, I just let it go. I mean, look, man, God, see that? I'm so mad. I don't have nothing to say about it. Crap.
Dollar come in and then leave for.
To be realistic, as I said, Paul, the thing is aggravating me to the extent that I don't even listen to news or see news this day because it's the hypocrisy in the whole situation is too much. So people seeing the truth and they're refusing to admit the truth. Look at there it says in the G7 conference that they're having in Canada, they said, Israel is aggravating the crisis, but Israel have a right to defend itself. Israel went and pick at the people, but Israel have the right to defend itself. Look at that language. Look at the meaning of that word. Someone went to someone's house and burned part of the person's property. then and go back to your house. The person say, okay, I'm going back to burn part of your property. Then they say the person who went and did the act initially have a right to defend himself. But the person who the fought act is a terrorist. I can't understand it. I can't really understand it. So for this reason, and that today, you see what happened, Paul. Let me be honest with you. Today, God gave them the power because they control the world today. When they go, when they exercise anybody, the person go in his shell. Could you imagine in our Labrador news yesterday? He said that they put Labrador on a traveling ban. You see how the people are mourning today in Labrador. So all these things then. For me, I don't have nothing to say, to be very fair. I just leave it like that.
So, Linford close us on this topic, the hypocrisy of the world, that I come to your house and attack you. Then everybody come and say, Paul have the right to defend himself, but I'm the aggressor. But I have the right to defend myself. You do nothing to me, I go pick on you.
And Francis says something that I just want to build on. That, if you begin to go, not Francis, on the video we saw, the guy said something, that you begin to go after other countries and saying that they should not have nuke or nuclear weapon. That will make them to even want to have it more because from your action, okay? Now, I'm telling you, the next, even if not a country in Africa or the whole of Africa, if one country can have nuclear weapon, and I want to see that in my lifetime. And this is a caveat to all African countries. You know why we have been, the member state, I was just going through the member nations of the UN. You know that Africa got the largest?
Yes.
See, where are we? We are now on the table that Liberia, which is a signatory to the original document of the UN that we are practically begging to just be some non-permanent member that we are begging. See, simply because we have not gained our place in the Committee of Nations. If we have weapon, and what does it take to have nuclear weapon? Two things: the uranium or anything that you need to enrich the nuclear weapon with, we have it. Everything that you need to enrich it, we have it. The only thing we need, if we buy anything, that is technology. And how do we buy that? We either send people to countries that got the experience and they train our people, or we bring those people and pay them and develop it for us. We're not going to buy the raw material. So what are we waiting for? And you know why they don't give us seat? Because they look at us and say, well, these people did nothing. Even, let me tell you, the whole of Africa can get mad. The people will say, look down on us. Because number one, we don't have a strong standing military. All of Africa will get one strong standing military. We get one or two countries with nuclear weapons. All the locals that go around will be bound to us. Trust me. But because when they look at our backyard, nothing there. So this hypocrisy will continue. I told you the last time on the show here. There got to be a big war. I'm predicting it. I'm not saying it will happen. I'm just predicting. Because I think there will be big war that some countries will be depleted, almost completely depleted. When they look at their own destruction, they see what happened to them, they will say, no, I think we got to cool down now. And those countries, I don't know what does country like Israel depend on that they will think they can control the entire world. They say America said got our own problem. America, look, they got enemies everywhere around the world. Everywhere. Even in Africa, but because African countries are poor, they cannot show it off. But if you go to Africa and get as individuals or leaders behind it all, that America, we ain't get time for them. See, let alone the Arab world and even some of the Arab countries that pretending to be their friends. It's simply probably to protect themselves or for something. Okay, so I just want to say that the hypocrisy is the problem that we have. People don't want to be fair. It's all because of the arm twisting. And that's the only way you can control people. They brought religion. Come in, let me just learn properly. They brought religion, and at first people were bowing down to religion. People were obeying it, but people have discovered that all that thing was meant to control the mind. So they are losing grip on that side. And then everything is just too late. And they want to bring war, or they want to intimidate people with weapons. And some countries are having the same weapon again now. So this is where they are becoming uncomfortable. So what can we do to these people now to control them? So they don't know what to do. Religion have failed all front, even the Islam, the Buddhism, all these things are failing. They are fading away. They are failing gradually. So now their stronghold is, well, what can we do now? Should we use weapons? Then when they look a country like Iran get nuclear weapon, they say, oh, but so what will turn? And they'll use certain countries as pawn in a game, like Israel. And they say that God chosen people. And you know why they use that word, God chosen people on Israel, is to win the sentiment of all Christian nations around the world. Say when you touch Israel, you touch God. But who are you to fight for God? God is strong enough to fight for himself. Then you want to fight for God people? They say the God people, why the missile went there? I thought God was going to turn the missile around and it will not explode.
But what, so Linford, the Bible told us that Jesus Christ is 3 in 1. The Father, the Son, and He's the God. And
He killed the Son all the time.
So they want the people that chose God, chosen people, they kill God.
Yeah.
According to the story. So when these people buy into that narrative, you see, and God can get angry with them that they kill him.
No, yeah, God ain't care for your own life. They didn't want to care for God
Yeah,
more.
all right.
They see people you cry for today. Oh, Israel, I stand with Israel. They didn't want to grab it. Seeing God that you believe in, they didn't want to grab it, go and kill it. Okay? Then he stayed behind. So that God ain't care for, he said that we don't want to care for him more. Oh, listen, man. Let's go ahead.
Want to say something so we can transition quickly?
Yeah, I just want to make a short comment on this the topic here. What Linford said, we the African nation are bartender. I can say in this whole episode, we are bartender in the thing here.
Yes.
The reason is we don't have capacities to even defend our very self. All the equipment all the African countries have from the West, they're prepared. They can give you the fake one. They got a real one. If you turn against them, your own gun will not fire. So they have the capacity. So the best way we can graduate from this thing here, that's a strategy the Chinese did. Africa was well advanced and prepared more than China 30 years ago. But what China did, China sent their children then to the Western world to learn the technology. Now China is the second superpower in the whole world. There's nothing the West can face, China can face. If a country like UK can go and colonize China 50 years ago, 100 years ago, because the Chinese were not able to do anything, to face anything. So single barrel that the British people took from here, they went and colonized the people over here. So, but the Chinese people, what did they? They lay on the floor and learn the technology. So what the African government need to do is to send their children then to learn the technology, to be able to invent things for ourselves. We got everything the West used to improve their life coming from Africa. But we don't have the technology, we don't have the knowledge to invent it. So obviously, they have to come and take it from us. Just quite recently, if anybody can remember, Niger, the equipment that the French people were sitting over, that's the equipment that's a mineral they can face nuclear weapon with. In Zaire, Democratic Republic of Zaire, the television, the TV, the mobile, that the element that in that come from there. That's the only country in the whole world you can get it from. You see how poor the people are? So the only way we can graduate from this mess is to lay down the flag, like what the Chinese did, to go for knowledge. We still need to have a knowledge. sitting down to read and write, that doesn't mean that we are educated. We need to know how to face bicycle for ourselves.
I just want to add sharpening what Patrick said a little bit. You see, and so now, okay, Chadel say today we are radical, and sometimes radicality will come, it will grow up naturally. Radicalism is like something that brews up. You see, Coca-Cola very calm. Sprite, Fanta, all of them are very calm when they're in the bottle, they don't make trouble. But when you take it and shake it, there is something in there called effervescence. When you open it, it will pop over. And you can't control it. I don't care what you do. This is what life is. Now, Padoli is striking a salient point in Cynthia said that African countries will always be spectators. Number one, these people, and I don't blame Africans from way back, even until now, when we are in a kind of condition. You know what? The people enslave you. Let me tell you, slavery has its very deadly bad effect on the mind. It's just like you get your children in the house, you start shouting at them, you try to force them, to control them, all kind of way, you whip them, you do all kind of things to them. That it will work on them. When they see you coming, they will go in their shell. They will be afraid. So after the white men enslaved us, then they came back with their religion to pacify us and tell you, say, even if they call it all here, you must tell the other one they call it. When the boss want to tell the other one they boss it. So be submissive. And that's why we fought. And we lost all of our African resistance. As Africans, we did not stand it. The last time I asked someone a question, how did Africans come to become slaves? Was there no man, nobody strong in Africa to stand against these people? But again, Patrick said, people carry single barrel and start firing it, whereby our old police will have someone gun, they can put someone thread inside, cutting inside, and fire it. It can't even go 1 meter. So you couldn't stand the single barrel, it too hard. So they enslave you, then they turn around, they brought something to turn your mind around. And the people can always say, they say, close your eye to pray. So why you pray, your eye close to pray? If you want to pray, if I pray to God, or if I ask him for
so you will be able to see God.
Yeah. See, the people confused all the way. And then we finish buying it, and we do it in a home. The moment your child is born, if he's not Paul, you'll be John. He's not John, you'll be Mary. Okay? So that name alone will make him to be, I think I'm God person. Okay? So look, let me tell my man, we Christians, we came from bad place, because the way the people do you go to church, don't ask. The white man king, they tell you gotta dress the day like me. You gotta wear coat when you go to church, or you wear knicker, right? Then you look good. But go wear your African Sunday, your African country, then go in the church, everybody will be looking at you. In Liberia, they'll be looking at you. So all these things on the mind. And so they finish controlling our mind. And particularly he says something which I want to disagree with also. We African, we can do everything, but we do not have the knowledge. No, we get the knowledge. But because we have not put it to use.
The technology, we don't have it. Do you have the technology?
No, these people, they were not born with technology. You can learn it.
Yeah, did you born with it to learn it? Why do we have it now?
No, but
that's my argument.
So I'm driving our point. The reason I disagree with you, I'm driving at that point. The reason I disagree with you is that we have the same capacity. How do we learn English? How did you and myself learn English? We're not English people, but we learn it, and that are language. So why the 2 plus 2 they bring, the mathematics, they say 2 plus 2 equal 4, we and myself learn it, I've seen it. They bring physics, 4 there, 4 day, 4 no math, okay? So we do, everything they do, we can do it, but it's just that we are not developed our own. That's it. We are not reached that point. And it's simply because they have made us to be the backbenchers, and we agree to it, okay? The first thing, look at Liberia. When they see white men, they scared. They trembling. Yeah? White men. White men. In that name Liberia, let me take it to Asia. I go to Philippines all the time. Okay, I see the people. Oh yes sir, they're standing there. The white men go by. They get somebody putting a thing in the plastic bag in the supermarket. So I ask the guy, why? He said, yeah. And the white man said, white men so what? So I bought my thing. I said, no, I can do it myself. Somebody standing to the door to open the hotel door for me. I said, well, I give her 2 hands because that's why the women's used to. So I met this Norwegian guy standing at the counter in the airport, shouting at the people. All the opponents standing, they're scared. The guys sort of pay money to process it. So I went there. I just listened to English. I knew I was Norwegian. So I went and spoke to him Norwegian. And so I shouted. I said, why are you making yourself while you're drunk? He explained. I said, give me your passport. I took a passport and a web passport. I processed it. I asked him to give me the money. I processed it. I gave it back to him. The other people asked me, but why shout at the women? Because I blind me. So I said, these people. I said, I come from the same country with him. I said, these people are telling you. He said, but we can't do that here. They see it. So do you expect what kind of people to stand or to stand before? So this is inbuilt. And similarly, the best Christian countries in the whole of Asia, the Philippines, they are almost the entire country almost Catholic with few denominations. You see it? Because they brainwashed. You can't stay you stay anywhere and talk against God business in Philippines. You will not know who will be you. Trust me. So this is when you're like this, when your brain is washed, nothing you can do. You can't do. Yeah, seriously. This is in order for us to develop for African countries or other countries.
Lambo, excuse me, I'm not cutting you off. If we say we're talking about religion today, I don't think we're finished.
Yeah, man.
No, so all right, let's move on. I'm going to say something here.
What we're trying to say is when we black people always believe that we can make it or we get the knowledge. No, it's all because they are made also think like that, to believe like that. They make you to look down on yourself that you can make it.
So it's we our black leadership, we just something else. We learn. Look, I'll take you back from Kwame Nkrumah to the Patrice Lumumba. Those guys, they have vision. But why the white people went after them? Yes. Because if these guys, their vision were going to hold, black people will not be what they are. So they went for them. And they used the black people to go after them.
That's what they do.
Now, so Padole, you said something here. The knowledge is there. But it just takes a visionary African leader to take a bold step. Guess what? North Korea is there. No African country friendly with North Korea. Send the kids to North Korea to go learn. They bring that technology and develop it. But when they won't do it, they'll say, oh, because we're colonized by British or France.
Yeah, why do we really IMF borrow? Because they want to go borrow money.
This is the point. So you see, I'm a living witness. In the 80s, the Russian government gave Liberian 200 scholarship. They only sent 16 because 200 people from Liberia was something. It was, you can't go to that Bugome country. But this is the leadership because they don't want our people to learn. They get so afraid. Make use of the other people. Yeah, Iran there today, they have the technology. Send students there. But these are because America said they are. How to call them? They are wicked people. They are the devilish country in the world. You can't send people there. The mentality of we black people that were suffering us. Yes. So, this is your continent we're talking about. Don't say quietly because it's really annoying.
Yeah.
Look, let me just say something. Look, I mean, because look, the whole Iran stuff, it killed my mood today. But let me tell you something about Africans. We ourselves, we are the problem. We come to these countries, we learn, we stay. We want to go back home. Then we see the country, our country. Look, let's forget about the war era. Liberians were in America for ages. They all went to school. They all stay in America before the Civil War came. They prefer staying in America with a PhD and cleaning poo-poo, excuse my language, instead of going back home. It's the same thing. Look at all African countries. Nigerians go back home. These people, they go back home, they stay, and there's so many people about majority of Liberians, we stay outside.
Yeah,
so that's the problem we have.
It also has to do with the political situation back home in your country.
I mean, look, let's quick granted, I mean, political it could be a factor that may influence or people going back home, but generally, specifically Liberians, I'm talking about Liberians, we go out, we always stay. Some of us will always stay in the poor country. If we were back home, we'll be doing much more better things in our lives and than what we're doing here. We finished the war in Liberia.
Yeah. So Francis is right. You know, Padore mentioned something about a single barrel gun. Don't you think that in Liberia we're capable of designing something like that?
Yeah, they do have local. We have local.
Exactly. Because you build small thing and then you start advancing.
Yeah, Paul,
after the Industrial Revolution, the technology is there that you can bring.
Let me be smart. I got two information that I want to bring it to the attention of you guys. No.
Do your camera so we can see your face because you cover your head. Yeah. Now it must.
It's okay.
It's okay.
All right. Let me just say something here, please.
You're good.
It's all right.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just say something, Paul, please. Francis, you see what happened? The people that are facing car today, the people that are facing weapons in Europe, these are the ones by whom our own was blacksmith people. Before the West went to Africa to colonize the black people, those that were making money that people trade with in Africa was blacksmith people. Those that were facing weapons, it was the blacksmith people. You understand? The West, the arm they're facing today, the car they're facing today is the same blacksmith. Their own people is the blacksmith. What the government did, they invest into them to improve their life. When the West went to our country, they found out that people were making their own weapon and things there. They discouraged us, and we yield to it. We neglected our own technology that we have in hand before, that we were facing weapons for ourselves, and things then we leave it. You see what the Chinese did? Like one Francis just said, our brothers and sisters, when they go abroad, they learn, they got their masters and doctors, they stay there. What Chinese did, they were going from school to school to establish the people, the clever people from the different subjects. Pick them up, tell them, look, we will sponsor you to go to social country to learn. But your parent will be the guarantor, the collateral. If you don't come, we will jail them for good. They did it to the Chinese. So when you come, you learn. After you learn, you know, you graduate, you're going back to China to work. How many African countries have done that, Francis? Huh?
Look, listen, in the 60s, the 70s, there was a rise in Africans going to these countries, Romania, the former Yugoslavia. People were going, Africans were going there. They went there. And when these countries broke apart, the West, most of the Africans stayed. Lee Ford highlighted an important point that he said the political situation at home could be a factor. And it has played a major factor in Africans not going back home. But stay, notwithstanding, people go back home. Nigeria as a country, Nigeria, when in the early 70s, Nigeria sent a lot of the people out there. The government provided scholarships for Nigerians to go out. A lot of them went to the UK. A lot of them went to Romania. A lot of them went to the Eastern Black countries to learn, to stay there. And they moved. Most of them went back to the UK. How come? Most of Nigerians went to the UK after these studying these countries. They went to the UK as well. So we are not different. Right now, people Dubai, Qatar, they are doing it in two ways. They send the train to America, England to learn, and to bring the American universities into the country. It is there. They got American universities. All the big top universities in America got some universities in Qatar, in Kuwait, and Kuwait, or what you call it, the Emirates. They got universities there. So look, we are not different, but the thing that we just stay. African countries are doing a lot of things. Egyptians, South Africans. Egypt alone. See why Egypt and Israel fought. Egypt manufactured weapons.
And today they are puppet to America.
Yes, because why? Because Egypt a puppet to America because America just what do you call it? I put too much pressure on the military in Egypt. They put too much pressure on them. And
let me tell you, the reason why we see most of those countries.
Are you looking for word to say? Listen. The Egyptian are a hypocrite, big hypocrite in the Arab world. Let me tell you. Egypt was the strongest Arab country in the entire Arab Gulf. There was a powerful one.
Yeah,
but because of their hypocrisies, they became puppet to the West. You understand? There was the most powerful Arab country in the entire Gulf. The Egyptian.
I know. I know Saddam. I know Saddam was president.
Can I just throw something in there?
Sure.
We see most of those countries, we say they are puppets. Yes. The reason why they are puppets, this thing propaganda has got a lot to do with it. Let me tell you, why they established this thing called African, and America has always, let me tell you, the human mind, our body, you're all beautiful and handsome. That fine face means nothing. But your head, your knowledge, your brain is very important. America goes around with this propaganda of divide and rule. They come to you, the Egypt, for example. They say, look at Jordan, look at all the other Arab countries. They are terrorists. They are against you. One day they will invade you. So if you be our partner, we'll help you. They put doing the same thing in Europe. That's why they form the whole thing called a NATO. They go around and make you afraid. They control your mind, fear factor. Say, oh, my man, the one that happened to you, and you are now our friend. You allow us to build all over Africa to get military bases. When you saw military base in France for America, they are NATO, they are friends. Okay, you now see American NATO base in France. You now see American presence in other countries that are in Europe. No, and they are friends. If you're my friend, I should feel comfortable being in your house. Okay, but our friendship, we rather go to different people's house to go establish. They are not our friends. They only come to use us. Look at Liberia. They come and say they want to do African because we'll protect you, we'll support America. Yeah, we'll start running for it. The next thing now, they will kind of say, you're not Guinea against you. Okay, so we need to protect you. And then we buy it. All over the world, not only African countries, all over the world. America go there. They already are sources on the map where they got American interests, military bases all around the world. See, because they go and divide the people against each other.
Francis, I want you to please look at this message from
Jefferson
Mr.
Gray.
Yeah.
You say, what am I missing? What
Jefferson
is
Gray?
the enabling environment for job opportunities in Liberia? How do you balance this argument against those that went, to Liberia, either got killed, sick, or were never provided jobs? Thanks.
I think it's because when you said people study and they remain in those countries,
Yeah.
and those are things that he looking at. But people going to Liberia with, and he making a valid point here. And this is why we're going to transition on this. You have other leaders that come from the West that say, I'm going to help my country. When they get to Liberia, they people say, oh, no, 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 no. You just came, you understand us. So, and those are the people he referring to. They either get sick, they get frustrated, they die. They die with that knowledge that they carry. Because why? The political system do not give them the opportunity to serve. You see? I don't know how you look at it. If friends say they live for Padori, this guy question is very interesting. How do you balance it?
Look, that's a salient point he raised. Question he tried to trigger right now into this conversation. Most times, we Liberians will stay outside so long and we come back. And the irony is that we should be going back to open businesses. Diaspora Liberians, we should be going back to open businesses and factories instead of going there waiting to work in government.
So
government cannot employ everybody. The
enabling environment is supposed to be provided by the government. If the government cannot provide that enabling environment, if you want to carry your own business, then you say, is it okay for me to do something here or not? This is a valid point this brother is making here. You see?
I agree with him. I agree with him. I know Mr. Gray.
Let me just say something. Okay. Now he's citing my late friend and brother, a very close friend. We worked together a long time during the Taylor days, back then, yes, I myself. And in fact, we share his room. I used to live way Pinsway, and he was living right. If anybody knows Harry Moneybar House when you were vice president, and our radio station was right around there. So he said, "But my man, after work around 11 o'clock, looking for boss to go Pinsway. They can't sleep to the home, man." So Patton was a very good friend, very open to everybody. Now, but what Jefferson is saying here makes sense. And I think I raised that point earlier on. The political situation, probably the part I forgot to add up was the way people will treat you. Now, listen, you go to Liberia from here. The moment you get there, they say, "Oh," and I don't blame the people too. It's a complex situation, Jefferson, because people leave from here in all good faith. Someone they get good appointment in certain government, right? I mean, with the hope that they're going to contribute. But these are the same people who will still escape the country and go. So the people on the ground, and some of them got equal, qualification like them too. So the people on the ground will say, "Wait, the project coming from abroad with a degree to come and steal our money and go." Okay. Then some people will say, "No, these people here, they coming all around, or we will be on the ground. We were campaigning." So so now I see the presidents, those who have become president at least, in my presence, like Ellen, I can't talk much about, but like Taylor, the problem was he had all the boys fighting, but some of them don't know anything, but they were fighting, hoping that when he become president, he'll become somebody. when he became president, nothing they would do other than either being security or in the police or something. And some of them, I used to hear them complaining, oh, we fought the war, they now bring the poor people. But the question is, what can you do? Okay, so this thing goes down to all presidents. JMB had to dance with the devil to become president. Now, all of what are working behind in a people water, excuse my language, some of them don't know anything, but they stay hoping that they will get job or they should put them in certain offices. So those kind of people, they're sitting right there. Then JMB goes out, and just give you an example, right? He goes to Europe and collect all the people who got good education, who can work, and bring them. You know, all the boys are beginning to say, oh, we're all walking up and down, that we don't want to sing it. I would say they bring the people. So the political situation in Liberia does not provide does not augur well for most Liberians to want to return home. And again, other people will be making you, they will start, bewitching you. But I know what witchcraft can really work. I'm not denying witchcraft, so you're not coming after me. You see? But if we get witchcraft, why would say that all the people do all the things to all you? You can't do I don't want to sound like that, but so that I can get frustrated. You'll get wish. Then, but you already seen people, even if you want to go America, people deny you.
Right. So therefore, he just that's the beauty. That's the beauty.
Sometimes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I come in? Paul?
Come in, Padore, and then we'll have, after you will take a quick commercial break, then we'll transition to what some of the things that cause and what people now do anything.
Okay, I would say this here. Before, our crisis began when the military took over. Liberia crisis. Real crisis. Human capacity crisis started when the PRC government took over. During the past administration, Tobo administration, that's my opinion. I could be wrong, I could be right, I don't know. But I'm telling you, it's my opinion. During Tobo administration, we were teenagers, but administrative systems were going very well. They complain that we're having today, we behind you and you're not giving you a job, you are not like that. People were going to very good science school in Liberia and graduate with good degree.
Oh, I think.
You hear me? So,
Yeah.
our problem started from immediately when the PRC government took over. Paul, are you cut me off?
Okay. No, we're hearing you.
All right. Our problem started from that end. So right now, if any good government or any government come in, whether the Unity Party continue or and someone else come in, they need to focus on education. System should be the superior to everything. Not because you are a party member and you don't have the qualification, you should be giving job. No. Give the job to those that can serve. But system should be the superior to everybody. Nobody should be above the law. The law of the country should be the superiors to govern us, because the country is going down in the drain. So obviously we need to look at this thing then sensitively. Right now, many of the war came and make it worse, because the 10 years, the 15 years war, people were not going to good school. Education became problem. So at the end of the day, we have a lot of uneducated people than the educated people in our country. So any government come right now, you have to go abroad. Those that were there because they were going to good school, then you have to bring them to serve. And when some of them come to serve, they don't come with good clear mind, because the English that will be speaking to them by the people in the country, that you come to take our job and this and that and rest of it, they will be exercising there and things. They will be planning to package whatever they got so they can pay their mortgage by home. So the problem is a serious problem to be verified. So
It's
we have to do severe and study how can the country graduate from this kind of mess that we're in today?
that's a
Because
big
it's a
one.
serious mess. It's a
Okay.
very big mess.
We're in a complete big mess. And so that's the mess we're now going to transition. You just said that people steal the money to go pay their mortgage back home. So when we come back, we'll look at the LTA boss that is now being criminally, I would say that way. And then we talk about why is it people get angry with people coming from overseas and taking their jobs. Then when things run because they get Western passport, they steal, then they run away, the people suffer. That is so let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, then we'll dive into Liberia before we disappear from here.
Di Lorenzo, G Grace. Hems vocal, Liberia number one vocal, Liberia number one, right? Okay.
The phrase, a new sheriff is in town, does not only belong to law enforcement. How about the introduction of Liberia's premier vodka, a quality and customized liquor for all occasions? Try the flavor of your choice. Hans Vodka, Hans Honey, Hans Bitter, and Hans Original Vodka. Hans Vodka has no hangover. That's why they say Papa drink Mama happy. Hans Vodka is sold in all stores, shops, supermarkets, and entertainment centers in Liberia. For wholesale, contact Hans Vodka at 0777 001114, 0777 000 We can also be reached via social media on Facebook and IG at Hans Vodka or www.hansvodka.com. In the United States, please contact Hans North America Incorporated at 610-543-9289, 484-888-1622, 484-755-8411. Hans Vodka is approved by the U.S. federal government. Hans Vodka brings out the real man in you.
I tell you in my boy in my blog, every time when I stay on the block, everybody knows it, we husband. And forgot that number one, from Liberia all around, in supermarket store and everywhere, and forgot that number one, around, in supermarket store and everywhere, forgot that number one.
Hans Vodka, what friends are talking about, people coming home with business. This is a brilliant Liberian guy that have just come home and established his Hans Vodka, and he employing a lot of Liberians. So but Padonna, you said something earlier, and I want to take you to what you said about when they go for the knowledge overseas, they bring the knowledge back. They gave them position in Liberia, and then they start paying mortgage elsewhere. They steal the money and run away. And the people on the ground now get angry because they were not opportune to go on the other side to bring that knowledge. And then the person who get Western passport, who's supposed to go help them, they come and steal the people money, and guess what? They run and pay for their mortgage in America, particularly America, because most people who work in Liberia government, majority of them come from America. So the problem Liberia get is those thieves that come from America that pretend to want to do something good, they end up going back. Some of them will tell you, say they're making $20,000 per month. So if I'm getting $20,000 per month job, why would I want to leave that job to go to a country that don't have job opportunity for the people that are there? So that lie, the lie that Donald Trump that he will bring peace in the world, and he just an actor, there's no peace. This is the same lies that our brothers and sisters can take from America, use on our people, lie to them, and then the moment they get small thing, they steal, they run away. This is the situation that we face with in Liberia. So I just want to bring that to your knowledge. Is so the people get all ready to say the people that come from overseas, that come from job here, they can't steal. Because not one apple, not two rotten apple, but many apples, many have done it. So this is the point that people now not happy. I know you're not happy with it. I know Linford is not happy with that. So I must say here, I'm not happy with the stealing of our brothers that come from particularly America. I will specify only America. That's where they come from. That's where the problem stay. So this is another stealing situation in Liberia. And this is what we're going to talk about. Millions, criminally, LTA, Adura Kamara link. That's stealing money again. That's another stealing money again. So why on earth JFK don't have paracetamol? If you go to JFK, no, you get headache. They will send you to Lucky Pharmacy to go buy paracetamol, something that will get you to cool their temperature. These are the people that they gave the opportunity. Guess what? They decided to milk the system, and they don't steal small money or they steal big money. This is the situation. And this guy now, he been investigated and he gonna go to court. If he will go to court, but he been suspended based on the allegation on him. What say you?
Yeah, you want? Can you remove this guy's info on the screen so we can talk?
Yeah, we'll talk. It's not there.
They're there. Okay, now you move it from there. You see, what happened to this here is to solve this kind of problem, we need to, the government, the Liberian people, everybody's supposed to serve as a police for their country, to protect the country. Country comes first. But one thing that the only way that we'll be able to control this kind of rampant corruption system is to put system in place where 1 penny is took away today, before 5 o'clock in the evening is noticed by the appropriate authority that need to know about it and start the situation immediately. That is, we need to put system in place. Like you and I being in the West here, I've been here over 20 years. You been here over 30 years sometimes, we could say. But what's running this part of the world now for? It's not system. It's a system that otherwise everybody here, people want to steal. But the system does not allow them to steal. So first, thank God today, technologies is spreading everywhere in the world. Internet system is going everywhere. The world is becoming a digital state. If this can be somebody implored into the government system, I think he will diminish the corruption practice of our brothers and sisters that are coming from abroad or living in Liberia. Some people in Liberia, they steal heavily. But people don't notice because the system is polluted. So obviously, if we can work on the system properly, I think that is the best way forward to diminish this kind of corruption system. I will stop there for now.
Linford. The system in place to minimize. But I will say something before you come. How can you, in the 21st century, you still using paper-based system, and you expect people not to steal? You still suffering from electricity. In other countries, they will have a digital system whereby you have the whole government have one central, how to call it, we call it a data center, where you get 24/7 coverage, where you have the report from Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Agriculture. They all on one central system. that is electronic. It's not paper. It's not filing system. So that means if you have a system like that in place, we require money and require visionary leader to think that way before you have. But you cannot have a roguish person like me that been in the system for years. You gave me the hair. All I know in our system is to steal. I'm not going to tell you, say, let's set up electronic system here, because electronic system you can trace where the thieves are coming from. They don't do it in Liberia. This is the situation we face with. Linford, what say you? How can they stop?
Well, I don't know if there is any visible or imaginary solution to this problem right now. The inherent corruption in the people. It is part of, and this is where, when we're even talking about people going abroad and returning, this is where the dividing line is drawn. The people on the ground, they are the local thieves, and the people that are coming are the returnees thieves. So there is this tension. The local thieves will rather want to be there because they will say, we are the one being holding the ground. We've been suffering, and which is reasonable to understand. Let me give you another example. Those of us that come from Africa and we are living in a women country. I mean, let's be fair. The various countries that we live in, when the countries start to collapse, when the economy becomes bad, when some trouble comes and they are destroying, what we'll do? And we'll go back home. Then all of a sudden, their trouble finished, they face it, then we start coming back again. How do we feel? So it's the same thing with us. You get the opportunity, you go abroad, right? You go, you buy houses, you get everything, your children are born there, they're going to school, you get good life. Then you hear government, you need government take over, because you know the people in the government, they run by. You can collect money from the system and go pay all your mortgages and other things. Your car, no, you go buy a new car and stuff like that. So the people, they look up on the ground and say, no, we don't want to suffer. We're supposed to be here. Okay? So, but the only bad part I see about it is a corrupt part, where people will come to government job with the mind to carry out corruption. People will come with the mind to get what they have never owned before, or what they would have never owned in their entire life, which is very bad. And so it has become the norm. If you remember, Paul, or I think on the same program, or maybe during some of our casual discussions, I told you this thing. I said, all the boys you see behind Joseph Numa Boaka, they're pushing the old man to go to be president. They are not really because they love him. They were the people who are holding, some of them were the people who are holding nominal positions in the Ellen government as Unity Party people. Some of them were get directors, some of them were get, some little man clerk somewhere. And there's also the loopholes. They know how to get this thing done. So since look at the Ellen administration, all the tag guys out there, they are not the ones in the Boaga administration. One would have thought that the United Party would be constant, with the same kind of people. But look at the structure of the new United Party under Boaga. It's different from Ellen government. So all these little boys that were not somebody, so to speak, it was the opportunity to come and get what they didn't get in the Ellen administration. And guess what? If a United Party will come where Joseph Numa Boaka will not be the head, different people will be the head, you'll see the makeup of that government. See it? So what I'm trying to say is that people will always, especially Liberians, will always try to find the easiest way around. And I mean, what can we do? Government is the largest employer. So people, and what is a reason why the government does not want to create an enabling environment for investors to come in? We just don't know. So that, and the other way the politicians also can keep having people to vote for them, is to keep them poor. At the end of the day, give them handouts, put them on the line, they vote for you, you trash them after the vote, and then and the people have gotten used to that, and so that's the norm in Liberia. Imagine.
So Linford, let me hold you there.
Yeah.
Padole said something about the Doe administration. He said that's where the trouble started. He went back to Togo. Now, the old constitution of Liberia, there's something in that old constitution that to even run to be a representative, you have to be at an age and you have to have certain properties before you can even vow to be there. Even to be president, you have to be of age and you have to have certain properties. I mean, that is the value that you come with. But in Liberia today now, if I come from Jonathan, Zinhos, I do muya, the people elect me to be representative. The next thing I start riding for the $5,000 car. How do you expect me that come from Jonathan over Do River that I could go, that was my own place, my toilet, everything there, to change the narrative? How that possible? Isn't this about time that we Liberians should now look at people that the business people that made their own money, that interested changing the country? For example, Simon Freeman, the guy who DSTV, he's a businessman. He making money. He get Alexander Cummings, self-made millionaire. That I don't need money, but I want because I'm from Liberia, that nonsense must stop. It's now when people should start looking at these people, then to look at these so-called greedy hunters that been in the surrounding, because it's no, the cycle just goes around. You mentioned the early.
Paul, you see, there is a danger. Let me see this. Maybe I stand corrected, but there's a danger being like a Simon Freeman in Liberia. There's a danger of being like an Alexander Cummings in Liberia. There's a danger of being like any other well-accomplished person who went abroad or who worked hard to get our money and who mean well for Liberia. And if you ask me what that danger is, I will tell you that the danger is that the voting population, they don't trust an Alexander Cummings who have clearly said that not because you're voting for me or you're supporting me, that when I win, you can be guaranteed a job. So put an Alexander Cummings here who is well accomplished, he got enough money, he can live in family with no suffer, and put me in the poor rat, but I can't really lie and tell the people, say, if you vote for me, all of y'all will be employed. Okay, I'll do all these things. You know who the people will go for? They will go for me because I've built that confidence in them. It's exactly what I will do. Whether they are corrupt, at least they made me president. They can steal. Like what happened in Joshua government, you can still go, no problem. Pay your horses, okay? And the same thing happening in this government. So this is a danger involved with people who are well-meaning people who are well accomplished. Because I know. I mean, human being can have a self. I can't 100% say. I can't 100% say that.
Before Padole can in for the point I'm making here, it's in that time that the people should now look at Paul from Jonathan. They made he even get slipper to walk.
They're not thinking about that. Paul is one of them, and Paul would make them to do. When Paul get there, they'll be able to steal.
Isn't that something that they set a criteria? I mean, I'm looking at this. Isn't this is where you set a criteria in a way you have a bar. You set a bar. They do not have that
criteria. They're not thinking the way you're thinking, Paul. This is
we're finding solution now. We're talking about this pandemic, this pandemic. At some point, it has to stop.
Paul, let me come in. I believe in history. Paul, you are mute.
No, I can hear you. Go on.
All right. I'm a historian. I be around little bit. I know little bit about our Liberian political history. What the gentleman just seen, Mr. Langford, it happened when the three political giants were running for presidency in our country. Charles Gange Taylor, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Alhaji G.V. Nkrumah. Three of them were well known in the political discourse those days. And this is the one that was running to become president. Taylor win because I was one of the campaign officers for ACO. and I was the advanced teams officers for ACO. Before the Senate Bureau goes somewhere, I have to go and evaluate the place before he go. It used to happen. When campaign started, Taylor went from door to door. China brought rice. China brought rice, and this.
Oh, but Dolly, your lap, I think it's computer, a mobile phone. Okay.
Yeah. So China brought rice and distributed to this party Senate Bureau then. Taylor took his. He go from door to door. I can remember. When he go to the family member, he tell them, look here, this country here, I brought the war. I know, I wrong. I support the war. I support the country. But if you vote for me, this right, they take cap here, will be given to you people for nearly 6 years. Every month you will go and get your ration if you vote for me, if you are winning. That was a camp. That was a message from MPP to the Liberian people. Even the control area of ACO, which was Lofa, MPFL win the landslide victory. I think Lamfok will attest to that. He was a journalist those days. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
So the country you and I from, poor, that's why I said to you initially today, we don't look out back, we don't look out front, we look out today. So the people look at that Lelu, the Liberian people say Lelu, from NPP to then, they say, yeah, that's true. Look at, we didn't even vote for the mayor. The mayor can't, you give out one paper, right? Each family, if you got 10 families that reach to the voting level, he give you certain number of money. You say, this one here will guide you. We know if you win, this is going to be your ration every month. It happened. After Mr. Taylor win, that was the end of it. If you go around, ATU will go around and flock you. You understand what I'm saying? It happened. That forget. He was a journalist those days. He could attest to that. That was a common. That's the reason why even the Liberian people get on the street. They say, "You came afar, you came afar. I will vote for you." You understand? That slogan come from that particular strategy NPP made. So that is the mentality. That is the country you and I are coming from. We have good educated people. We have good. Right now, let me tell you, Liberia need entrepreneur. Liberia need manager. We don't need politician. Politicians have failed us several times. We need manager to manage that country. That country is actually rich. The country can manage herself if it's someone, a manager took over to manage that country. I bet you 3 years, you will see Liberia will be on her feet. With good manager though, who have the feeling for the country and put relevant people into different strategic areas to manage the country.
But Dolly, Linford said something here. Say, look, he said it's a danger in it. The good manager, because the guy who come from Jaratan with slipper that have nothing, he have a way of talking to people buy into him. Then the good manager when he come. So how do you balance it here? This is a situation that we face.
But we need to tell the people from Syria. I said those that we give them the example. The example is this. Paul, listen. The example is this. Are you there?
I'm here.
The example is this. John Weir King in power. All those around him that he made them minister and director, they will know where to be found. The example, I can give you 5 person names. They will nobody. Nathaniel Magé, could not even pay for his rent that was valid for $50. He couldn't even pay what he got today. The city mayor could not even pay for $25 rent. You see what he is today. The finance minister, he was in America driving truck. He came. He's a multi-millionaire. You know, etc., etc. So when these people come from down the line and became leader, what he did for the country, and a special assistant to the president, Kalasu Kamara, who were eating dry rice, dry bread. You understand? See what he ate today. What he did for the quarter that he came from. So that could be the example we can tell the Liberian people. These people will tell you, I'm part of you. When you make me to go there, I will do it with $0. Example
Okay, Padoli. I think even though you gave me all the examples, but you still supporting the point.
It's a reality. It's a fact.
Yeah,
The
I
people
agree.
still living. None of them have died, sir.
We all know that is clear cut. We all know. But it still boils down to the way the people can relate, the people think. It's not a fact, but that's the reality in the man. That we can easily have you heard this thing? That coming just coming, we know him. I come from a very big family. I'm the first of 21 children. And all the boys and girls, they are all married people, get their own children. They are of voting age. I talk to my brothers. I say, cousin, uncle, I say, my blood brother, if you call our blood, is 100% the same. And guess what the boys will tell me? We know coming. We know all the other people. Do you know that one Gonglo man come from my town? We are somehow related.
And he was in a race.
Yeah, he was in a race. That my own family people will tell me, you know, Tawan, that lawyer of there, that man, he can win. We know him. That only Joe Baka being government for 25 years. You see how the program thing? So bring an Alexander Cummings who have managed multi-billion-dollar company, okay, and nothing happened there. At least he was able to retire honorably. They didn't sack him. Bring Simon Freeman who struggle, pull himself by his bootstraps, and he's up there today. Bring all the other successful guys that were there. And then bring one Joe Bugger who had lived on government all the entire life.
And you were living on loan.
Yeah, 45 years old. I mean, in government, not his age, but 45 years in government. Before some all born. And this man can only live by government job. 45 years, but in working government, you should have been somebody by yourself that you open business, employ people, but you're still living alone. So he control the people and say, look, I know the whole government system. And he knows, they say, we don't know coming, we don't know, but you know Bwaka. The same way you know Bwaka knows you too. You see it? A both way. So if I know Paul knows me. If I know Padole knows me. So somebody can kind of say, oh, Linford can do this. Padole say, maybe not a Linford, no. And somebody can say, oh, Padole, Linford can do this. Padole say, yeah, I think I know that one for him. See it? So when you know me, I know you too. So Bwaka know the kind of thing the voters want here.
Jimmy, you keep that for 2029.
Eh?
You keep it for 2028, 2029. We have you on that now.
You're struggling to survive. What a yellow machine. Paul, let me get a transition to the yellow machine.
Yeah, that's I just want to conclude because it's in line to.
My conclusion here is all the solution we're trying to find. The solution is to beat the people's imagination, to erase it. But again, how easy is it? And I think that's the toughest part of it. It can happen. Not that it can happen. We can erase that thing out of their mind. But how easy is it? So it requires hard work, and I think people like Cummings have been on the ground. They've been working very hard. One day, the people will say, "Okay, at least the last one we have after George Weah, the last one we have Bwaka. If Bwaka will perform good."
But do you think the people thinking that way?
Oh, it could happen. See,
yeah, because the reason why I asked that question,
don't write Liberian people off. Anything is possible in Liberia.
Look, if you have a survey today, or you have opinion poll today. Now, you know the name that will surface, the Buka dancer and the BM Pape. Those two names will surface.
And you know why it will surface? It's because the people believe that honor those people, they can steal, they can do anything, they can succeed. Unless honor maybe
no. The old man are in a market. She not going up there. She not getting a job to see that the old man will be telling you. This is the common people that are talking about.
Yeah,
those
but
are the
people. About they can buy that thing, so you know.
Yeah, no, I mean they have you. I mean they're cool. I mean they have you here right now. The best person I can have you. Now do not try to get order say you have for Jonathan, you have for John coming.
No, it's not about voting for coming. The topic here is no, listen now. The stealing behavior in Liberia that people support United Party to come and steal will support CDC to come and steal. That stealing aspect that will coming from America because we were on social media backing for Joseph Boyka. Listen now. So we come and steal. Is that stealing aspect we're talking about here? It's not about get Donald Trump.
Louis Brown behind your Tommy. What are come to do?
Louis Brown, who he serve honor? He serve honor Ellen, right?
You're supporting. You're on your show supporting Cummings.
So now saying your United Party, is Louis Brown from the ANC or from the CPP or he from the Charles Taylor Party? Or the Louis Brown serve honor Ellen?
No. Now we serve honor nobody. What he was going to do for a record? What he was going to do with y'all?
So what was his position?
Paul, let me answer Freddie's question. Freddie, from my view, Louis Brown will planted in our midst by Unity Party. You hear me?
But you're all politician. Honestly, make him
no,
not be all politician.
If you say we're talking about Louis Brown will play in our midst.
But why they took Louis Brown and made him ambassador? So if Louis Brown was so bad, why you took Louis Brown?
I don't see him bad.
Made ambassador right now.
I'm not saying him bad. You guys are saying that you guys don't want to do what the old politician want.
No. The thing is not about all politicians. You see the point here. It's not about all politicians. The point is, I was making the Linford and Padole that they need to set a bar in Liberia. That if I come from Jarlatham with Slipper, I have absolutely nothing. And you have good people that have made it, like Simon Freeman, I gave me. And those people, the one with Slipper that have nothing, that's the very person, the one that going to steal, they'll put that person in. Why can't we have a bar in Liberia? That's the standard I'm giving. It's not about, Ted Donald trying to bring Cummings. You see, what happened in Burkina Faso, if that young man will contest for election, you're not going to win. He will not win. But look at the vision that the young man is carrying. But what is said in Liberia, the very people in United Party that supported the rockish old man, today they can be, I wish we had a young man from Burkina Faso. But the man with 50-year experience cannot even match the 35-year-old boy with ideas.
You said rockish old man?
That's a rockish old man. I can prove it that he's a rockish old man because I got document here that this old man built a $20 million estate in Freetown. It was reported in the newspaper, and there was no counter argument. Where did he get $20 million from? And where is this old man who lives on loan? I get it right here. I can put it also, you can see it.
Yeah, put it on.
Beside that,
it's not accusation.
Going on right now in Foya. How about the construction
that's going on right now in Foya? He copying George Weah. He's a very rockish old man.
What's going on for you?
Yeah, the construction that's going on in Fuya right now, in names. How you got
Oh, we have
money?
never seen it. You must not seen it.
No, there's a evidence to that. You want me to send a video?
Yeah, show the video.
Okay, no problem. I will send a video to Paul. You will display it. You hear me? The construction is going on right now as I'm talking to you in Fuya. Where you got the money from?
You see that thing up there?
So you see,
that's a newspaper. You see that newspaper there? It's a Sierra Leone newspaper, almost a Daily Observer. This article was put off. It happened in 2019. I mean 2017 during our election. And this guy called Obel managed to capture this newspaper to put it out. And this story been around. Maybe friends say you don't know. Vice President of Liberia bid $20 million estate in Freetown. So we know any government was so corrupt. Everybody that's serving our government, they are corrupt, money people, including Eddie herself. So the rockish old man that built it and allowed to the Liberian people say that he was on loan. How come he built a $20 million estate in Freetown? This newspaper, you can check it out. This is from Sierra Leone. It's not my story. It's written
right there. Awoko.
Friday,
yes,
Friday, October 6, 2017. The newspaper came up.
$20 million estate he built. So, and he pretend that he does not have money. So this is the point I'm making. President. It's a rockish old man. And I won't shy away from that. Everyone that working in any government, any said corruption was the bugu man for her. From early to the cleaner, they are all rockish people. As long as you serve in any government, you're a rockish person.
To leaders to meet this moment.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys later. I mean, 11 o'clock is past the 2 hour mark now.
Yeah, don't call it a day now.
Yeah, we'll call it a day. So anyway, so the situation in Liberia, I mean, it just unbearable that somebody will be at LTA, will take millions of dollars and poor JFK doesn't have paracetamol. It's a shameful business for our country. I think it's about time Liberia start looking at other people now to do something better for that country. See, so when Linford come out, he wanted to talk about the yellow machine. Another rockish behavior. When the president took office, he said his good friend Davey.
I'll see you at 11 o'clock, bro.
Okay,
I think I would like to leave if possible.
Yeah, so you guys, we continue on the yellow machine.
Yeah,
Friends is running away because the Unity Party put in that reality. Yeah. The president, when he took office, when the president took office, they brought yellow machine in the country. He said his friend gave it to him as gift for his party agenda. And then later on, we found out now there was some kind of stealing behavior behind the yellow machine. Linford, talk to me. What Jeremiah could go to do in China? He muted.
When I was reading, I heard that he's in China to inspect the factories that's supposed to be supplying the yellow machine. So then I started to ask myself, are there two sets of 285 yellow machines? So we're going to have 250, 500 plus 35, 570 yellow machines. Because one set of the yellow machine was supposed to be on the way in Liberia, right? In fact, I think they were even distributing some to different countries, right? I don't know. If my memory serves me well, the president and all the ministers, even the information minister, were on their regular press briefing, and he said the machines are in the country. Some are in the country. It was supposed to be distributed to countries. And Lofa country was even complaining that they got, 2 or 3 machines. Other countries like Bapolu, but again, like I said, if you say that the people you know best, people also know you best. You see, this is what JMB does well. He knows the library. I mean, Paul, let me tell you, I live in this country for more than 25 years. So I know these people well. I know what they can do. I can just read their faces and tell exactly the mode they're in right away. If they're in good mode, you go to work, you look at them, if they're in good mode to say hi or not. Okay. So anywhere you live for long or anything you do for long, you will know it well. That's why when you go look for a job, they ask for the experience. You can have the qualification, but they want experience mostly. See? So imagine that a government will come and say the machines
I'm back, gentlemen.
Yeah,
they start even allocating some of the machines to different countries. You need to come by at the end of the day to find out that the machine was in question, the prices and everything were all stated, and then last minute of time, then you will send a VP to go to factories that's supposed to be proven. So how many sets of 285 yellow machines are we talking about here? Are we going to have 570 yellow machines? Or because it sounds like there are two different sets of 285 yellow machines each. Okay.
Clifford, no, you make me laugh with this two set of the people cannot steal. That the first thing. When the president lied to the Senate, say his friend gave him the machine because of his campaign to help him with the arrest agenda. Then later on, we found out that was $287 million that they were going to cost. Then later on, there was an investigation filed for each of the machine cost the total about $27 million. So they actually came to milk the people. That was the intent. To lie
because
to
they know the people. Because the
Yeah.
people know they know the people.
Yeah. So the king of steal. So when they got caught, now they decided to say, okay, it's a gentleman agreement between the president and the business guy from South Africa. But deceiving the Senate in a normal country, the old man will have been investigated and then they will impeach him for deceiving, because that's lie, deception to the highest. Lying to the country that your friend gave you gift to find out it's not a gift, but he came to rob the people. That deception at the highest level.
Yeah, but in fact, even if taking it for face value that a friend gave him gift, isn't that a breach of the
Constitution?
Yeah, or there's a document, or what is it?
Conference of interest.
See that that says that the president or any government official elected
if
or
you get,
appointed
they
official,
said if they gave you up to $250 gift,
yeah,
that alone, that bribery, you can be impeached.
So if you accept that amount of gift, that means that's a bribery. It compromises your position as president.
Yeah. We call it conference of interest. So basically, the president need to be impeached based on that.
And that's a situation, and Liberia don't want to live by that. So I'm saying, what in his nature, that's why he brought to the presidency, and he can't change it. And people use that, because he's going to be the Tonmo, or when Tonmo was leading Tobo Self, and he will be that vice president that had all this idea. But no, they forgot to know that there was a government before, the Rokesh government, Eddie government, and he was the number 2 Rokesh in that government. So they forgot about that bit. So how on earth will he?
Paul, you mute. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here, Pat Dolly.
Yeah, Linford, let's pray for our country. And secondly, let's just pray that God should bring somebody who have the country at heart and have the potential to run a country administrative well. And we need, I will always say this, and I'm going to continue to say it. Lanford, we don't need politicians to lead our country anymore. A lot of politicians have failed our country. We need a manager, a good manager to manage that country. That country needs managerial system. Because you being a journalist, you know a lot about that country. You know how the country is reached naturally. But if you have a loose administrator, the investment will go in the draining. So obviously, if you got a good manager to manage the affair of the country, I think all the natural resources we have will be used wisely. People will get what they prefer, what they deserve to have. But it's not happening because of the system that been existing in that country for record ages. He has been very, very deadly. So to change that narrative is a serious problem. To change that narrative, because the government should not be seen as a employer.
Everyone listen up!
The government should not be seen as an employer. Government should be seen as a facilitator to give chance to those that can able to bring work in the country, to employ people. And the government should be there to guarantee them, to give them security, to protect them, their business investment. That's a responsibility of a civilized and responsible government, to protect the investor that provide employment. But if the government be the major employer, my brother, that's why you see many people today fighting for job. If one person supposed to serve in certain position, you will go see about 5% in that same office beyond one desk. From one document come there, everybody want to test that document. Why? When one person is supposed to do that job. From my understanding, if we really want to get rid of many of these kind of problems we have, first of all, any civilized or sober government take over need to invest heavily in electricity, because that's the only way we will be able to secure a lot of things. Because many of the situation today, to put it under control, you must have a current, stable electricity in the country. Every corner of the country have a light. So once internet connectivity is going on frequently, electricity is going on, CCTV can be employed to help the security sector to monitor the activities of the inhabitant. So all these things, they need to be done when we have electricity. So if any government, any serious government want to have control over the economic and the securities of our country, they need to invest into the electricity. That's what I can say.
Okay. Linford, I'm back, and I think we've been here for a while. So let close off. Yes. So regards to the Roke's government I will have in place now, they want to prosecute some of the Roke's people, and I pray that they do that to set example. The Roke's behavior in Liberia, from the president down to the janitor, is just wrong. The country is suffering, and then what's going to happen now? You see the Ukraine and Russia war. It carried a lot of things. Prices went up. The war now with Israel and Iran is adding more to that. There'll be hardship. So the Roke's government in Liberia, if they can't put their act together, prices going to go up high in the next few days. We already are begging nation, and one good thing is, before we close up, the crazy man in America called Donald Trump, his government now, Liberia is on our list now to get visa to travel to America. And I'm going to support Donald Trump this one. Because our people don't like Liberia, they like America more than Liberia. So it's about time that they sit home. So, guys, this month, my take on it. What say you all on that? Then we'll close up. The list of people, Liberia is on our list.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea. Let the people stay home. If they can't stay home to do something, if you don't value your home, you want every 5 minutes you need somebody home all the time. It's not necessary. You need to sit down home and concentrate and feed the heat. And for me, if I was America, I would do it this way. Even from the director level to the ministerial level to the president, the vice president, senator, representative, you're sick, you're not taking visa to come to America for treatment. Stay in your country and take your treatment down there. If I were America, but we don't have power to do anything. The people there, the book them need to stay in that country so you can know how it is when somebody sick, you don't even have a paracetamol to treat yourself.
Everybody can run to America. So when they start denying a visa, now you will stay home.
The money that they taking, can you imagine, Paul, the money that they're taking to go to Ghana and other African countries to go take their treatment? If they invest that money into our health sector, anything will be a better something.
But Padole, this is what really get me angry sometimes when I listen to some of our brothers and things when they defend it wrong. Ghanaians, their ministers, president, when they ill, they don't go overseas, they go to Ghana hospital, the Ghanaian hospital. When it comes to Liberia, just a few days, the president wife got ill, they ran her out to Ghana.
Yeah, I'm aware.
But the president able to buy himself $1.1 million bulletproof car. What that money can do for one hospital in Liberia? It's even for man. I get angry when I hear this. So what say you that close up?
Yeah.
Well, for me, I just need to get out of here now. But let me just say that it was a good show, and most of what we said tonight, I think, were factual. I mean, we always say the truth, though, and it was factual. When I mean factual, it was factual. People need to listen to that. Regarding the tension with Israel, Iran, and all these places, I don't think there's a need for that. I mean, for God's sake, man, you live in a modern world. And I don't know when will human being advance, because if you go by 1,000 years, they say, oh, human being were evolving, right? They say we came from a monkey or something, and then we're not advanced. But where we have come and come to the 21st century, and then we even living in the internet, the AI age, and we stay acting like savages, killing each other. I think we then close all the damn hospitals. Let people get sick. When people get sick, let them die. Because if you're killing the people, the healthy people, so why you get hospitals? Close all the hospitals, let people die, and because this is savage, savage behavior at the highest. In this age and time, you're developing bombs, you're threatening war, you will kill people. For what? We have reached the epic of our modern age, and we should be thinking about advancing it to the point where even if you have a one-man flight, that one man can just visit. I mean, you can have airplane for one man. Yesterday, I fly and go. You gotta, go on a big airplane again. We should be going ahead instead of going behind, killing each other. But again, human beings, as wicked as they want to be, they will always be. And somebody would think that they should have all the power, and the other people should be less powerful so you can control. That's why one country will say, no, don't have a nuclear weapon, let it only be us. Who gave you the right to think that you the only person that can have a nuclear weapon? If God knew that you should be having a nuclear weapon, you'll be born with a nuclear weapon. But you're not born with it. But why you stopping other people? You get it, then you stopping other people from having it. So this is where the trouble comes from. And back on the home from Liberia, I think we've discussed it all. All we need is good governance. The country is not poor, the country is rich. We got all we need. We need good governor or government or management or manager, like Padoli said, we need manager. Now, politicians have failed, so let us manage the country instead of, running it. Let's manage it. So I hope Liberians will take heed the next election. Think, and think. Thank you very much for tonight. For those of you joining us, we see you on Friday. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. So let me close.
Yeah.
Let me give my closing statement in the issue here. Some time ago, when we were having this scene talk show, I did make mention that you see, God don't make mistake. I hope it will not happen. But after every 100 years, some kind of problem can come in the world, and massacre can take place. So many innocent people can just be killed for reason that they have no part to play in. I hope what this troublemaker in Israel is trying to create now should not escalate. I hope the activity that are going on in Ukraine should not escalate to bring the war into a local hell with one another. Because when they come to get a local hell with one another, want to exercise strength, it will become what? We, the innocent human being among them, will bear the unnecessary consequences. And when the war broke up strongly, it's a record. They can go to, if the tired dying, they have enough people die, they will go to Africa and bring people. They will tell the African government, say, look, we need 5,000 human beings. We need 10,000 human beings to come for the war. After that, we'll give your aid. And they will be the corrupt manager then that there. They will give the innocent people to them to come and die on for reason that they got no feet to fly in. So I hope this situation will stop as soon as possible. That's all I can say in this thing.
Yeah.
Laburo, we need good manager. I will always say this. We need good manager to manage that country. The country is real because I work in that country. I went to every major town in that country. I know how the country is reached. When I was working in the government, I visited so many places in Laburo. I know how their country is reached. But if you don't have good manager, people will be lavish in poverty until they die. That's all I can say. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you. Thank you.
I hope to see you guys next week.
We're back here on Friday by His grace, and thanks to our audience for being here. Padori will be with us next Tuesday because on Friday he appeared on another platform. So we're here on Friday. Yeah. This coming Friday will be fascinating. We'll have a full hall. Jamal will be in Linford, Francis, and we'll dive into another discussion. And to our audience, we want to say thanks for being with us and thanks for sticking with us at this time. So on this note, I would say to our people, we'll take a quick commercial break and then we just close the show. Good night, guys. Let's listen to this and then we say
Di Lorenzo, G Grace. Hems vocal, Liberia number one vocal, Liberia number one, right? Okay.
The phrase, a new sheriff is in town, does not only belong to law enforcement. How about the introduction of Liberia's premier vodka, a quality and customized liquor for all occasions? Try the flavor of your choice. Ham's Vodka, Ham's Honey, Ham's Bitter, and Ham's Original Vodka. Ham's Vodka has no hangover. That's why they say Papa drank Mama happy. Ham's Vodka is sold in all stores, shops, supermarkets, and entertainment.